Hello all, it's the E-Cigarettes Australia production team here with another how-to video. Today we're going to show you how to refill and replace a coil on all our bottom coil clearomisers. I'm going to do all of them in the same video, but actually I'm only going to do just one because they're all exactly the same process for changing a coil and refilling. So we've got 3 coils here, which is the 3 bottom coils that we keep besides our FAA tank, but I'll do that in a separate video. This video is just going to be these 3, which you've got our EVOD clearomiser, which is also sold in the EVOD kit, Kanga T3S clearomiser, which is also in the T3 kit, Kanga MT3S clearomiser, which is in our twist kit. This one's also available in red and black. It comes in black in the twist kit, but is available in other colours. Now these 2 here, the two Kanga ones, take these replaceable coils. So we replace the coils so you don't have to replace the whole unit. We're just going to replace when they're burnt out or no longer functioning. All you need to do is replace a coil. They come in a 5-pack like this. Inside's a foil pack. Now, there will be 5 in there, but I've took a couple out because I'm going to replace one very shortly. Now the EVOD ones are a different coil altogether and they're not interchangeable. You can't use this coil in these clearomisers. When you're purchasing them, you need to make sure you get the right one for your clearomiser. There's a link on all of their product pages to the correct coil. There's also a link if these are in any kits, there's a link to the coils on the kit product page as well, because we do keep a few different coils for different clearomisers besides these 3. But they're all clearly marked on the site, but use them links and it'll direct you straight to them. Now, I'm going to replace a coil. I'm going to use this one here for demonstration purposes. Now when you replace a coil or refill these clearomisers, any bottom coil clearomiser, you will need a tissue or a rag or something to hold underneath it, because they do, when you uncap them, they will 99% of the time drop a couple of drops of liquid out the top here. Not sure why, but they just do. They create a vacuum or something, and that's any bottom coil clearomiser will do that. So we'll take the bottom off. You cannot take the top off any of these. That's one complete unit, and that's the same for all of these. You refill them from the bottom. So you just unscrew the bottom, hold the tissue underneath to catch anything that might drop out, and take the bottom out like so. Your coil's attached to this end of the unit, so I'll just put that down, and we're going to replace this coil. Now to replace the coil, it's just an unscrew, toss it, grab a new one. Got one here, it's fairly new, and you just screw it back in. Make sure he's done up nice and tight, so he's nice and sealed, and that's it. You've replaced the coil. Then you just screw it back onto the bottom of your clearomiser and it's done. When you're refilling the clearomiser, or if you're getting any leaking problems, this is where 90% of the time it'll be. maybe one of your seals there has failed, but it could just be that it's worked loose. So that's the first thing to check. Just take the coil out, give it a bit of a wipe out both ends, and do it back up and try it again and see if that clears any leaking issues. These are pretty good. They very, very rarely leak. When they do leak, it's usually telling you it's time to replace that coil. Coils last anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks. Some people change them every week. Sometimes they last longer than 3 weeks. I generally get 3 weeks out of mine before I replace them. So that's it with the replacing the coil. We'll move on to refilling this. I've got some juice here. Now you'll see that centre post there and the hole in the middle. That's your air hole. We don't want to get fluid in there. You've got to fill round the side. Now these ones have got a viewing window here, so you can see it go up. You don't want to go up above that centre post when you're filling it, or fluid's just going to get in that air hole. So you just poke it down the side. I'll try and get it in shot so you can actually see it filling up. You may be able to see that going up the side there. So you just fill it to below that level, that centre hole. You'll be fine. Now I like to give them a clean out here, clean these threads out, because invariably there'll be a bit of juice on them, and also give just the threads on this just a bit of a wipe, just so you got a clean connection and it seals up nice and neat and properly without any gunk getting in there. Now once you've done that, you will need to just give this a clean out here. That's where this tissue comes in very handy. Just poke it up there, give it a bit of a wipe out. I also give the bottom of them a bit of a clean, because that's where you connect to your battery. So if that gets really dirty and grimy, it will affect your connection. So each time I fill them or replace a coil, I just give them a bit of a wipe out. And that's it, you're done. Any problems we have with these is basically just what I went over. If maybe you've got some residual juice still in that air hole, you can blow through this end, holding the tissue underneath it to clear any out. It should be fine. Basically, if one of them does keep leaking, you're just going to need to replace that coil. Once you replace the coil, it should be just like a brand new clearomiser. The only other thing with these clearomisers and any clearomiser, the first time you fill them, leave them for 10 minutes before you use them for the first time, just to let that wick get fully moistened. If you use them straight away, look, usually they're fine with these ones, but if they're not fully moistened, you can burn that wick, and then you can ruin the coil and have to replace it again. That's basically about it. Coils are available in 5-packs. Relatively cheap. I think they're both $5 for $10, so it's a couple of bucks each for a coil. And that's basically it on replacing a coil and refilling a bottom coil clearomiser. So you should be all clued in to do it yourself with no issues. That's it. Thank you.